Welcome to the 2010 through 2011 NFL regular season schedule, Week 9 picks. We're going to start off between Arizona and Minnesota at 12 o'clock Central Time on Fox. The Cardinals are 3-4 and are giving up over 28 points per game. That could spell trouble against a Minnesota team itching to explode and build momentum for two division games in Weeks 10 and 11. A win over Arizona and potential successive wins over the Bears and Packers, and the Vikings could be back in business. AP will rush for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. Vikings 30, Cardinals 14. At 12 o'clock Central Time on Fox, it's Chicago at Buffalo. The Bears are well rested coming off the bye week and have all but one of their players back and pretty healthy. As long as they can get the running game going and protect Cutler, they should do well on offense. On defense, that unit has to play aggressive and not allow many mistakes, or else the Bears will lose this game. I will say Bears 28, Bills 17. At 12 o'clock Central Time on Fox, it's Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Both teams are 5-2. The Falcons have more balance in the offense with Ryan and running back Turner. Wideout White of the Falcons is having a superb season. Left tackle Penn will surely see the Predator. Atlanta defensive end John Abraham comes storming around the edge. Falcons 38, Buccaneers 30. At 12 o'clock Central Time on CBS, it's the Jets of New York at Detroit. A road trip to Detroit sounds like an easy one for a team with Super Bowl aspirations like the Jets. Don't get me wrong, Calvin Johnson is the most talented wide receiver in football today, but Jets cornerback Revis will give him a tough time. Jets 14, Lions 10. At 12 o'clock Central Time on CBS, it's New England at Cleveland. It will be the battle of wits between Belichick and Mangini. Both coaches know how each other likes to use their players and win. Both coaches have not displayed any love towards each other publicly, only the fact that they want to beat each other pretty badly. The thing that separates these two squads is the brilliant mind of Belichick and a veteran signal caller in Brady, compared to the pupils in Browns head coach Mangini and rookie quarterback Colt McCoy, who will start his third game this season due to the injuries of Delhomme and Wallace. Patriots 20, Browns 16. At 12 o'clock Central Time on CBS, it's San Diego at Houston. Texans running back Arian Foster leads the AFC in rushing with 737 yards and 7 touchdowns, and is second in the NFL to Minnesota's running back Adrian Peterson. Texans wide receiver Andre Johnson, despite dealing with an ankle injury much of the season, has caught 39 passes for 401 yards and 3 touchdowns. Texans 21, Chargers 20. Eek! At 12 o'clock Central Time on CBS, it's Miami at Baltimore. The Ravens have history on their side since 2000. The Ravens have the third best home record at 61-22 and under head coach John Harbaugh. The Ravens are 2-0 against the Dolphins, including the postseason, including after the bye week. Baltimore is 9-5 all-time after coming off a bye, and they own the fourth best record in the NFL since 2002 at 7-1 following the break. Ravens 30, Dolphins 25. At 12 o'clock Central Time on Fox, it's New Orleans at Carolina. The Saints 5-3 appear ready to get seriously moving on this bid to repeat as the NFL champions. They beat the Steelers last Sunday night 20-10 with a banged-up secondary and no Reggie Bush. The secondary is getting healthier, and so is Bush. Saints 21, Panthers 14. At 3:05 Central Time on Fox, it's the Giants of New York at Seattle. New York 5-2 has won 4 straight to take over the top spot in the NFC East, putting a rough start in the rearview mirror with a streak marked by dominant defense and versatile offense. The Giants defeated Dallas 41-35 on October 25th, which was a Monday night, limiting the Cowboys to 254 yards and knocking quarterback Tony Romo out with a broken collarbone. The Giants had 3 sacks to give them 24 on the season, tied for third in the NFL. They've allowed 68 points in their last 4 games after giving up 85 in the first 3, and are second in the league in total defense at 263.3 yards per game. Giants 31, Seahawks 14. At 3:15 Central Time on CBS, it's Indianapolis at Philadelphia. Indianapolis head coach Jim Caldwell is 6-0 against the NFC, including a Week 2 thrashing of the conference's top team, the New York Giants. While the Colts are just 2-2 on the road, including a 27-24 escape at Washington, the Eagles are only 1-2 at home, including a 17-12 loss to the Redskins. Colts 24, Eagles 23. Eek! At 3:15 Central Time on CBS, it's Kansas City at Oakland. Defeating Kansas City would give the Raiders their first 3-game winning streak since 2002, which is also the last time the Raiders beat the Chiefs in Oakland. Raiders running back Darren McFadden is bidden for his third consecutive 100-yard rushing game. Wide receiver Darius Hayward-Bay had his first career 100-yard receiving game last week, and defensive end Richard Seymour and linebacker Cameron Wembley each had a pair of sacks last week. I will say Raiders 29, Chiefs 26. Then it's Sunday Night Football between Dallas at Green Bay, 7:20 Central Time on NBC. When the NFL put Sunday night's Cowboys-Packers game on the primetime schedule, it figured both teams were going to be playoff contenders near the top of the NFC standings. But while the Packers are in first place in the NFC North, things haven't gone as planned for the Cowboys, and this game looks like it should be a blowout. Packers linebacker Clay Matthews continues to play at an NFL Defensive Player of the Year level, and he should give the struggling Cowboys offense fits. It will be a surprise if he doesn't get at least one sack off of Cowboys quarterback John Kitna. Packers 27, Cowboys 19. Then we wrap up the 2010 through 2011 NFL regular season schedule Week 9 with Monday Night Football between the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals at 7:30 Central Time on ESPN. Before the season started, this matchup between the Bengals and Steelers was viewed as one of the top prime time games of the year. Unfortunately, the Bengals failed to live up to the hype with a record of 2-5, while the Steelers, who were expected to have an up-and-down campaign due to the 4-game suspension of quarterback Ben Roethlisberger for violating the league's personal conduct policy, are on fire with the second-best record in the AFC at 5-2, tied with the Ravens, the Jets of New York, the Chiefs, and the Colts. Running back Cedric Benson is 12th in the league in rushing with 545 yards with 2 touchdown rushes, averaging 3.8 yards per carry and has fumbled 3 times, tied second among starting running backs with Frank Gore of the San Francisco 49ers, Peyton Hillis of the Cleveland Browns, and Tim Hightower of the Arizona Cardinals in critical situations. To make matters worse, the Bengals' defense has fallen apart largely because of injuries. Ben Roethlisberger struggled against the New Orleans Saints, but he looks forward into playing in his home state of Ohio in front of all of his family and friends. The Cincinnati Bengals did sweep the Steelers last season, but Pittsburgh leads the all-time series at 48-32 and has a winning record against the Bengals when playing in Cincinnati, 22-18. Early expectations had this primetime battle set as a divisional matchup for the lead of the AFC North. Instead, the Cincinnati Bengals are fighting for respect, or perhaps for their playoff lives, because a loss, well, it will mark the end of their disappointing season, while the Pittsburgh Steelers will play to cement their claim in the AFC. After this game, if I were you, I would bookmark the fact that T. Ocho will finally start exploding in Carson Palmer's ears. Steelers 28, Bengals 23. And that wraps up my picks of the 2010 through 2011 NFL regular season schedule, Week 9. Remember, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Denver, San Francisco, Washington, and St. Louis all have bye weeks. So, after all, who you got?